The Supreme Court made same-sex marriage legal in all 50 states in June. However, that ruling didn't allow gay couples to marry everywhere in the U.S. Megan Mitchell is here to tell us about an exception. Megan?
Alan, the High Court's decision does not extend to Indian reservations. Sovereign nations are free to govern by tribal code. Now, the Standing Rock, Turtle Mountain, Spirit Lake, Sisseton, Wahpeton, Oyate, and the 3 affiliated tribes all deal with this issue differently. But first, how did these tribal attitudes evolve? In the first of a 3-part series, we explore the historical context of Two-Spirit people. Native American culture is vibrant, but only a few tribes embrace the rainbow of social change currently sweeping the nation. History, however, reveals that LGBTQ issues weren't controversial when Native people freely roamed the plains.
For Lakota people and Dakota people, we've recognized transgender, gay, lesbian people for centuries before Europeans arrived on our continent.
Chase Iron Eyes is a Native American civil rights activist. He says indigenous people accepted tribal members who were known as Winktes, or the more modern term, Two-Spirit.
They were relied upon for things like naming children. It was something of great value, of great fortune to have your child named by a Winkte person.
Where did this term come about? Two-Spirit.
Winktes are identified as having the spirit of both a male and a female.
When we use this word Winkte, it has more to do with gender norms than sexual identity.
Dakota Goodhouse is an instructor at United Tribes Technical College. He teaches Native American studies and says a Winkte played a vital role in the 1866 Battle of 100 Slain.
His final vision that was relayed to the people was there would be a great victory. His prayers, his sacrifices up on the hill ensured that victory for the Oglala Lakota people.
Goodhouse says colonization and the introduction of Christianity radically changed tribal attitudes.
Colonization affected American Indian people in several ways. A radical change of lifestyle, change of identity, going from a hunter-gathering to sedentary people, and introduction of Christianity.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the
Father
Holy
Basil
Spirit.
Atwell is the pastor of the Catholic Indian Mission on the Standing Rock Reservation. He says the goal of missionaries was to spread the teachings of Jesus Christ, not to be oppressive.
The Catholic Church, wherever it goes, it doesn't remove the culture. I mean, go to a mass in Kenya, go to a mass in Nigeria. You're going to have dancing and everything else that they know how to celebrate. That's their culture. The church never removes that.
Father Atwell says while the Catholic Church does not condone same-sex marriage, it does not exclude anyone of goodwill from the faith. Today, only about a dozen of the 566 tribes recognize same-sex marriage. Those numbers may increase. A vote is being considered by one North Dakota reservation. We'll have more on that in our next segment. And so tomorrow night we'll talk to same-sex couples about their perspective on how hard it is to find acceptance on the reservation.
All right, thanks for that report, Megan.
Yesterday we told you that only about a dozen of the 566 Indian tribes across the country recognize same-sex marriage. The Supreme Court's historic decision on the issue in June does not extend to sovereign nations. However, Megan Mitchell tells us things could change. Megan?
Thank you so much, Monica. Now, two-spirited or native lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people were once woven into the fabric of many tribes. Today, that's all changed. Tonight, we'll talk to a gay couple about their plans to marry on the Standing Rock Reservation. Lexi Luger and Rane Antel are a minority within a minority.
Her grandma's like, my girl, you don't even look like a lesbian. I'm like, I didn't know we were supposed to look a certain way.
They've been in a committed relationship on the Standing Rock Reservation since 2012.
I finally have met my soulmate because not only did I meet another woman, but we're both Native.
Even their differences bring them together.
She always makes me laugh all the time.
Rane is my balance. She always kind of grounds me.
And in the mountains of Colorado,
I got down on one knee in the snow.
They made it official.
And I proposed to her, and she said yes.
They plan on getting married next August. Standing Rock doesn't issue marriage licenses. They leave that up to the county. So getting married on the reservation won't be a problem. The MHA Nation grants marriage licenses. Same-sex marriage is not in the code. Chairman Mark Fox was recently elected to bring change to the Mandan Hidatsa Arikara Nation.
That issue might be something that I'll let our people decide. Have a vote and say, do you support having the possibility of same-sex marriage on the reservation? And I'll let them choose.
If a vote is held, it's unclear what the outcome would be.
Probably vote for it. I think people should be able to do what they want to do.
Change is hard, but I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
I guess I'd have to vote no because I'm Catholic, and that's just the way I've been taught.
Lexi and Ronnie aren't affected by the outcome of that election and are excited about their destiny.
Sitting Bull, who was a chief of the Lakota people, he prophesied that in 7 generations from him, that 7th generation would revolutionize Native people. And Ronnie and I are part of that 7th generation.
If tribal code is going to be changed for the 3 affiliated tribes, this generation will have a say in the outcome. And suicide is a huge problem on reservations. It's an even bigger issue for Natives who identify as LGBTQ. We'll talk more about that tomorrow night. Monica?
Thanks, Megan. We've been focusing this week on the history of Two-Spirit Native Americans. Tonight, we look at a tragic consequence that haunts tribal LGBT people. Megan Mitchell joins us with more. Megan?
Thanks so much, Monica. Now, suicide rates for Native Americans are more than double the national average. If you're gay on tribal land, it's even higher. More than half of Two-Spirit transgender people have attempted suicide. One reservation in South Dakota has the highest rate of suicide in the Western Hemisphere. The vice president of the Oglala Sioux tribe, Thomas Pourbear, says the situation has turned into an epidemic. A recent funeral for a Two-Spirit teenager in Sisseton is where the third part of our series begins. A trail of tears and sorrow blanketed the funeral of 15-year-old Ayana Adrian England.
I don't know what I'm going to do without her. She was my everything. She was my other half.
Those who are close to Ayana Adrian may reference this Two-Spirit as female, but Ayana Adrian considered themselves gender fluid, meaning they identified as female or male at any given time.
I would see how she was dressed, I would feel her energy and how she was, and I'll be like, are you Ayana today, or are we Adrian?
Crystal Owens says dressing as either a male spirit or a female spirit made her grandchild stand out. Being bullied at school also made Ayana Adrian speak out.
At one point, she even took the microphone, and she stood in front of probably 100 youth who were sitting in a circle, and she told them, love one another for who you are. Be respectful. Bullying hurts.
On November 3rd, Ayana Adrian took their own life.
When I found out, my heart shattered.
Many hearts have been shattered in the Sisseton-Wahpeton Oyate community. Lenny Hayes is no exception.
I left a reservation 17 years ago because I wasn't accepted.
Now he travels the country, educating people on issues that face Native gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people.
Thank you.
He says 4 tribal members who were Two-Spirits have died from some form of violence on the reservation the past 2 years.
We're dehumanized. We are human beings. We are part of, as a Two-Spirit person, we should be part of our culture. We should be part of our traditions. We should be part of our ceremonies, but we're not, and we need to change that.
Tia Owens says she wants to spread her best friend's message of equality.
That's my dream, and that was her dream.
Ayana Adrian is gone, but their dream of Two-Spirit tolerance lives on. There are many issues that contribute to the alarming suicide rate on reservations. The Center for Equality in Sioux Falls says poverty, joblessness, drug and alcohol abuse, domestic violence, and mental illness disproportionately affect Native people. Alan?
All right, thanks, Megan.